here and there.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I love the physical album even now. But I think I put one. I say I think you think I know, but everything becomes like wallpaper, doesn't it? In a picture on the wall and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's one in my hallway of the actual vinyl record is there. And so coming back to your point about digital, sticker books,
Yeah.
yes, it could happen. It could run alongside the physical ones. But for me, I don't think you can beat having, people stream songs. We all do. I've got playlists on my Spotify, loads and loads of songs, which I play different playlists when I'm in the car, particularly.
Yeah.
Um, that's great. It's a great way to do it. But I think it's also coincided with, as you know and I know, musicians don't really get paid much nowadays for the plays and the streams. With all that means to the music industry, it's not really a fair industry anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love having, and I've got loads and loads of vinyl albums
Yeah.
across the board, right across the genres, because I love them.
Yeah.
And you can't beat the sound of putting a stylus, a needle onto a record. It's
Yeah.
just, it's incredible, really.
I've
Brilliant.
always find that very romantic, if you impress a girl with, sort of thing. That's how I always linked to him.
Yeah, it's I suppose it is impressive in a way. Um,
You
to
know.
me, it was probably like you. It was in my blood as a child. I wanted to play instruments and so on. So yeah, it's always been a big part of what I am really, music, and yeah, I love it. I love it.
So Trevor, the Euros.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Euros.
Euros is starting. It's starting I think it's 2 weeks time, isn't it? Starting in
Yeah,
two.
yeah.
Yeah, starting in 2 weeks. Do you think our Gareth Southgate and our England team have any chance of, actually winning uh, the, the the Euros this year? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, with the word chance, we're talking about random chance. I actually believe, I mean, people say this every time at the World Cups, the Euros, oh, we're going to do well. And sometimes we got to finals, haven't we? We've done a bit better. But I actually think if Southgate gets them playing as a team, he's got some very good players now to choose from. There are some excellent footballers in the England team. If he can get them playing as a unit, then I think we've got a good chance. I do, and I don't say that lightly because I guess normally for the last few competitions, international competitions, I tend to think, well, we're probably not good enough. And we always say, and it's probably true, if it comes to a penalty shootout at some stage along the way, we tend to lose those. It's just something in the English psyche that doesn't do penalty shootouts very well. But on paper, at least, I think England could do quite well. I think we've got some very good footballers.
I think,
So I won't say we'll win it, but like as we say, anything can happen.
yeah.
And we must be due a trophy. We haven't won one for donkey's years, have we? Years and years ago. So it would be very nice to pick up a Euro trophy this time. What do you think?
Well, I think England will win it because of the lineup. All right. So we narrowly missed out by penalties the last one, didn't we?
Yeah,
Uh,
we did.
and so and penalties is not a great decider of any game. It's a chance game, isn't it? It's not. It doesn't. It doesn't really. It doesn't really show the true strength of a football
No,
or play.
no.
It's all down to chance. You could hit in the right direction and it goes over the bar, or it goes too wide out. And so that's why I just thought, well, somebody's got to win a penalty shootout.
Mm.
It's a game of chance. But if we're able to avoid going to
Avoid that.
going to penalty,
Yeah,
I think we'll win it because we've got one of the best teams in the world this time. I mean, I don't
I
think
think so.
Yeah, well, I didn't think that when, we had the likes of Wayne Rooney and all that. I didn't think that. All right, so we'll win this. I'm always looking forward to the next game. I hope we win the next game. I hope we win the next game. But with this team, there's something different. And with Gareth Southgate, there's something really different. I mean, you can feel it, can't you? You watch the matches, and they're not playing. And we're back.
We're getting quite used to this. We're getting quite used to coming back quickly here, aren't we? Usually takes about 15 minutes.
What are you trying to say, Trevor?
I'm not insulting you. It must be my end as well. No, I wasn't being rude. You do a great job of hosting this, bro. You really do.
I was watching something on Netflix today, and I was thinking to myself, I could actually see us on Netflix. I know.
Netflix is good.
I could actually see us on Netflix going, right, so what we're going to talk about today, Trevor, when people are going, why are these two on Netflix? How did they get on Netflix?
Stranger things have never happened.
That is very true. Oh, dear me. Yeah, so I was just talking sorry, go on.
No, I was only going to say, I sort of agree with you. A penalty competition, penalty shootout may not be the best way to settle a game, especially when you've had, the usual two halves and then another half an hour of extra time. But then what are the alternatives? I mean, you could toss a coin. That probably wouldn't be. They did try, didn't they? They did try the golden goal. So you had extra time, even after extra time, and then the first team that scored, that was it.
Yeah.
So, but that didn't feel. I don't think that felt right at all, because someone could get a lucky goal or whatever. So I'm not sure what the best way to decide a match, other than a penalty shootout, because I guess that does test people's nerve. It tests their ability to get a shot accurately on target. And it's hugely nerve-wracking, especially if it's going to win or lose a World Cup or a Euros or even a championship in league football. So I think it actually, even though England always tend to lose them, it's actually quite an exciting thing to watch. We all sort of want to sit behind the sofa with our hands over our faces, don't we? But because Gareth Southgate himself missed one a few years ago when he played for England. So it must be shattering for a player to know they've cost their country a big trophy. But did you have any thoughts on what could be a better solution?
Well, I couldn't, but just as you were saying what you were saying, I thought, well, even with the golden goal, it still went to penalties, because if no team scored, it'd still be the penalties, wouldn't it? So I quite agree with you, rightly so, that penalties is the only logical way.
The only way
to then decide, the winner in the end. But I think we're gonna win it this time. I don't know. I'm having a strong feeling that we're gonna win it this time because of the team that we have. I mean, I was watching Phil Foden the other day, and he's such a brilliant player, Phil Foden. And I'm thinking, and he plays for one of the best teams in the world as well,
Yeah.
And you can see that his contribution to his team is very, very visible, and you could basically
it's huge.
It's a huge part that he's playing in the team. I mean, you take Phil Foden out of any Man City match, what you would have wouldn't be as impressive as I'm not saying that perhaps if he moved to another team that would be the end of Man City, but whilst he's there, you could actually feel his contribution is quite huge, And then you talk about Rashford. He's a great player as well. So they're all, they just I think we've got the best stuff.
It doesn't always translate, does it? A player for his team can be. We've seen many examples, brilliant for their team, but it doesn't always translate to the international team. Partly because I guess there are different tactics, different positions people are played in. But on his day, Foden would be a match winner, as I think was somebody I mentioned last week, Cole Palmer at Chelsea. He's a brilliant player, and I'm pleased to see our new young player who Palace got from Blackburn during this last season, Adam Walton. He's been selected in the initial group as well, and he's a superb midfield player. So as you say, we've got the players. Let's just hope it can come together at the right time and do the job. It's high time we did win the trophy, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah.
After all these years.
Exciting times ahead, Trevor. Aye.
Fingers crossed. Let's hope.
Exciting times ahead. Yeah. So on that note, I think you'd agree that we've done justice to match day.
I hope so.
Yeah, the football.
Yeah, I like the title Match Day. That's good. Match Day.
Yeah,
it's very good.
Yeah. So,
excellent.
Yeah. So we've done justice to the football referee. Yeah.
I hope so.
Join us again. So I've been Emmy Hikins and
I am Trevor Gear.
Yeah. And you've been watching the football referee. So we'll call it Match Day. Join us again for another Match Day, the football referee. Same time next week. We'll be happy to see you again. So goodbye.
See you then. Goodbye from me too.
Goodbye.